our second speaker. It's going to be Chris Holloway.
Ready?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. When I was 16 years old, I experienced a very significant moment in my life. I was at a party at a friend's house, and there were some other kids from our high school there, including some of my very best friends. I was in the living room, sitting down on a chair, when all of a sudden I noticed a bigger kid walking up to me, who I knew was notorious for getting into fights with people. He came up to me and tried to pick a fight with me. And I remember being so afraid that I actually got up out of my chair and I ran out of the house and into the backyard, and I hid from everyone, and I hid in the back of the barn while everyone else partied the night away. I remember laying there and hearing my friends come outside and talk about how I was a coward, and they laughed at me. The impact that this story has had on my life has enslaved me to this idea that I am either big enough or strong enough or capable enough of handling anything that presents itself as an opportunity in my life. I joined Toastmasters because this is the very closest that I can get to my fear. Succumbing to fear has deeply impacted the outcomes of my life, most notably with my business and the success of it, and also the success with my personal and professional relationships. In 2013, I moved to Austin and I started a commercial window film and graphics business. I was 27 years old and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I quickly found out that I either had to find 24 extra hours during the day or I had to find out how to hire people in order to become successful. For me, relying on other people and also becoming relied upon by other people is a major obstacle of discomfort. And as I look back, I realized that that was one other thing that took root that night, because not only did I start believing that I was afraid and I was incapable, but I also started believing that my best friends wouldn't be there for me when I needed them the most. However, this year, I hired my very first 2 people. And this frees me up to start doing the things that I've also been avoiding in my business, which is sales and networking. So sales and networking to me means being seen and being heard, having a voice and being criticized by others. And it's the very thing that I promised myself that night that I would never do ever again, sitting in that barn, is to be seen and heard and criticized by others. But I've come to realize that this has had an overwhelming impact on my life, and I have declared that I will no longer be a victim of my past anymore. This year, I created the possibility of becoming an icon and a thought leader in my industry. I believe in my team, I believe in myself and my abilities and my technical ability and my base of knowledge, but now it's time to work on my communication skills. It's time to work on my leadership and also my relationships with others. For the first time in a while, I'm optimistic about the future. I'm more aware of my past, where I came from, and as a result, I'm able to be more present with what is actually so and what is actually happening. We all face fear. It's a necessary evil, which simply means that we are actually up to something big in life. We have the opportunity to either run away from fear or to face it directly, knowing that fear is a liar. This morning I was reading a devotional, and I found out that the Chinese have two characters that represent the word crisis: danger and opportunity. A crisis is a dangerous situation that presents a wonderful opportunity. If we choose to focus on the danger, we will become paralyzed by fear. Instead, if we choose to focus on the opportunity that comes with it, we receive the ability to fly with wings of faith. Thank you.